So today I'm going to be duping the Tree Hut Watermelon Whipped Shea Body Butter. So if you've ever used this body butter, you would know that this is a very lightweight body butter. So that means this is a body butter that is anhydrous, meaning it contains a really high percentage of water, so it's only going to contain a small amount of butter. This Tree Hut Watermelon Body Butter actually has almost identical ingredients to a body yogurt. So it's essentially just a body yogurt, but a little thicker and probably has a higher percentage of butter in it. So that is the formula I created. And both of our butters contain glycerin, sodium carbomer, Lotion Pro 165 as the emulsifier, cetyl alcohol, shea butter, dimethicone, watermelon fragrance, obviously, and watermelon extract. I did leave out a few additives, niacinamide, and an extract, and some proteins. I kept the base ingredients the same. So if you're new here, hey, what's up? My name's Tara. You should subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this video, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified next time I upload. And if you enjoy it, check out some of my other videos. I have so many recipes on my channel and lots of formulating content, so I hope you enjoy that. Anyways, let's get into the formula. I'm going to be making a 300 gram batch. I'm going to be starting with phase A, and first I'm adding in 300 grams of distilled water. If you do add in any type of hydrosol or aloe vera powder here, it will lower the pH, which may affect the sodium carbomer that we're going to add in, so I wouldn't recommend that. I would just use distilled water here. Then follow with 20 grams of glycerin. You could use propanediol or propylene glycol or a different liquid humectant if you would like. And then I'm going to add in 1.2 grams of sodium carbomer. There are different types of carbomers. This one specifically is already neutralized, meaning the pH has already been rose on it. It's already has its pH risen. And when it hits water, it immediately gels. Unlike some other carbomers, they actually are acidic. So when you add them to the water, the entire formula's pH will lower. So you have to use some kind of alkaline pH buffer to raise the pH in order to get it to gel. So that's why I like working with sodium carbomer. It's just so much easier to work with. Now I'm going to move on to phase B, and I'm going to start with 16 grams of Lotion Pro 165. This is the emulsifier that's going to blend oil and water together, but it doesn't actually thicken. And that's kind of like the key ingredient here for this body butter. And this is the same emulsifier that Tree Hut is using. And then I'm going to add in 4 grams of cetyl alcohol, and this is what's going to thicken the product. So if you want yours thicker, increase the amount of the cetyl alcohol. And then I'm going to add in some dimethicone. This increases slip and glide. It helps rub in time. So if you ever get like a white soapy effect from your lotions, dimethicone can help get rid of that. And Tree Hut uses dimethicone, so I added that in. And then I'm doing 5% shea butter, so that's 20 grams. I'm not sure how much shea butter they have, but I know it can't be too much shea butter. You can tell by where it is on the ingredient list. But yeah, so that's it for both of those phases. But quickly before we heat it up, take your scale and tare it, make sure it's 0, and place phase A on it and write down how much it weighs. Because we're going to be heating up both of these phases, and some of the water might evaporate. I actually didn't end up getting any evaporation. It's because it's thickened with carbomer, so it's kind of harder to evaporate. But you're going to want to come back periodically and help mix it to help get all the carbomer to mix in with the water and not be chunky anymore. And you can just make a water bath by filling a pan with an inch or so water and placing both of your beakers in there. And once they're around the same temperature and all of phase B is melted, you can remove both phases from the water. And then you first want to weigh phase A and add back in any water that evaporated, but none evaporated from mine. So now you can remove phase B and then go ahead and pour phase A into phase B. Phase A will be really thick. That's totally fine because the carbomer is a big part of the thickening in this product along with the cetyl alcohol. So if you want yours thicker, increase the percentage of one of those ingredients or both. And I wanted to actually add the mica powder in before I mixed it, so I stopped in the middle of mixing and added in some pink mica powder. I got it from Mad Mica. It's ethically sourced mica powder. And you want to make sure you're mixing this with a high shear mixer. I'm using an immersion blender. I'll link to this and everything else I'm using in this video down in the description box. And I'll also link to my Amazon storefront And on there, I link to everything I use for YouTube, my business, recording, photography, everything I use on Amazon, I link on my Amazon storefront if you want to shop on there. Anyways, I decided to pull out this red DNC number 6 Lake Liquid coloring from makingcosmetics.com to hopefully increase the pinkage, because I just wasn't getting this dark enough and I barely added any in, and I do think it worked. Like right there, I feel like the colors look pretty identical. But I feel like after it sat overnight, it just got too dark, so maybe I did add in too much red. But anyways, you want to let yours sit till it's about like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius, or around room temperature. You just want it to be cool for your cool down ingredients. And I'm going to add in 2 grams of Liquid Dermal Plus. This is the preservative, and you can use any other broad spectrum water-soluble preservative that you want to use. And I'm going to mix that in, and then I'm going to add in 0.8 grams of vitamin E as an antioxidant. And vitamin E is just great for your skin in general. You could totally leave it out if you don't have any. And then I'm using this strawberry extract from Brambleberry. This one is specifically oil soluble, but you can totally use a water soluble one. And I added in 8 grams. And then lastly, we can add in the scent. I'm using this watermelon sugar fragrance oil from Brambleberry. I'm using 4 grams of it. And this is a really sweet watermelon scent, and that's why I really like it. And mix that in, and that is about it. If you want, you can let yours sit overnight, but mine didn't really thicken up any more than this. It stayed this viscosity, but I did let it sit overnight, and then I jarred it up the next day. And like I said earlier, I do feel like the color looked a little different. I did do some color correction in this clip here, though. But in the rest of the clips, like this one, the color just doesn't really look right. See, definitely a little different, but that's fine. And I do think mine is just a little bit thinner than the Tree Hut's, which is funny because during the experiments I did make a thicker version that I did actually like more, but I thought it was just too thick to be the Tree Hut's. So I feel like I need to find like a perfect in between those two formulas. Either way, I'm really happy with the results. The sensory feels are literally identical. So I say that this was a win and a accomplishment for me. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what other products you want to see me dupe. Go follow me on Instagram at TaraLee Skincare and subscribe if you're new here. And you enjoyed the video, go watch my other ones. So talk to you later.
I'm shattered in this life. It's still the path that I've chosen. Because I've had a vision. Now I'm on a mission to find myself with music and find someone to listen.